So I'm on my way to the gym, and I just thought that while I'm going to the gym, I might, make a little video on something that I think it's very important. And it is the simple question of why, in the first place, should you, as a man, be setting an example? Why you, right? Why exactly? Well, first off, there's many ways to actually explain that. There are ways that are biblical, such as, in spirituality, if we're having that conversation. There are ways that are maybe scientific in terms of, biology and stuff like that. But I think the most logical way to actually answer that question is the simple fact that you as a man, you're more so, how can I say that? You're more so active when it comes to getting things done. And you as a man, it feels like you set the motion for almost everything. I'm actually looking up right now because there's a whole bunch of birds under this bridge, and I just want to make sure that they don't poop on me. Like, look, I'm walking on a whole bunch of bird poop right now. So that's why I was just looking up. But yeah. So you set up the foundation for almost everything. And whether you like it or not, that's just how it is. And I feel like it is, however, a privilege to be able to do that. Because if you have to set up the foundation for something, then it means that, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I think sometimes that means that God trusts you enough to get things done. Now, whether you get that thing done or not, that's up to you. But one of the reasons why you had to set up that foundation is because of the simple fact that you need to kind of think about it in a different perspective. Why should you set up the foundation for your kids? Well, because of the simple fact that you don't want your kids to be looking up to fictional characters like Spider-Man, Superman, and all these characters more than he looks up to you. Why should your kids be going on YouTube, on Google, for example, right? Looking at videos on how to talk to girls. Why in the first place is he trying so hard to actually please somebody that much that he has to actually go on that? You know what I'm saying? Like why are you not present to actually, instruct him on certain things? That's number one. Number two, why exactly is it that your kid, who didn't ask to be here on this earth at all, they should be grateful, but at the same time, they didn't ask for it. Why are they trying so hard to figure out how to be a man, and at one point they realize that, hey, you know what? I don't think there's any blueprint to this thing. I don't think there's any notebook to this thing or God, but they don't know what to do. They're lost as hell. They don't know if they're doing it right. They don't know what to do. And that's also one of the reasons why, right? There's a whole lot of dudes that go about being a man in the lens of a woman. They're trying to do what the woman wants. Because if there's nobody that taught them how to be one, if there's nobody that laid the foundation for them, don't you think that they're going to go about it simply doing what everybody tells them to do? You know what I mean to you? So why being an example is so crucial as a man? It's because, bro, in a way, I do think that you're the beginning of everything. Of your family, even friendships, you know what I'm saying? Like things like this, but mostly your family. Because you need to understand that a family is the beginning of something. It's a beginning of two people, right, coming together, a woman and a man, deciding to go about life together. And while they're going about life together, not only are they growing, but they're also raising future human beings to go about doing the same thing. You cannot begin something as important as that without first being an example yourself. You just can't, bro. You just can't. So I think a lot of the times, for example, when we want to get into relationships, when we want to start a family, have kids, I think a lot of people, for example, just but they don't think about, Can I be an example? They don't even think about that. But then they're gonna go ahead and, you know, go crazy in the bedroom. I don't know, maybe the condom broke, something happened, and boom, that results into a kid. And now, you're a father, but you're not a father at the same time. You're a father by blood, but not by authority, not by example. That does not make sense. I think it's so unfair to give birth to somebody and just have them go about figuring out everything on how they should walk, how they should talk, how they should dress, how they should do everything, but mostly how should they go about embodying masculinity, which is very hard. It's very, very, very freaking hard. It's very hard. Like, not actually doing it, that's not what's hard. What's hard is to actually know whether or not you're doing the right thing. Every single day I ask myself, for example, am I doing the right thing as a man? Like, how should I be doing this? How should I be going about doing X, Y, Z? Like how? How exactly am I going to do that? Yeah, I mean, I ask myself that. You know what I'm saying to you? And just having a father who is present financially is not even enough. Like, that's not enough, bro. Because at one point, you can actually you can provide financially for yourself. At one point, you're going to be able to provide for yourself financially. Even at the age of 16, there are kids that are literally, right, 16 to 18 to even 20, they are now able to provide for themselves financially through maybe having a 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? Having a 9-to-5 that pays the bill, they're able to literally have a roommate, provide for themselves financially, even go to school, get financial aid whatsoever. Some kids, you know, they create a business and now they're making, you know, like a low, you know, like a good amount of money, a good $1,000. Some are making millions, you know, that happens. And now they're able to provide for themselves financially. But now, on a deeper level, bro, who's providing that example for them? Who? And what's going to happen is those same kids are going to be the kids with all the money, right? But yet you see that their character is really weird. The way that they carry themselves is not, it's more so based on their accomplishment financially than it is about what they have accomplished in themselves as a man. And you can't blame them. But the thing is, what you can do is actually see that as a way of learning and as a way of understanding that you as a man, you have a duty, bro, to literally not just start and initiate certain things, but to be the one to lay that foundation properly. Listen, if it's not time to lay that foundation, why are you laying it? Why are you even why are you even building blocks? Why are you even, like, come on. Like, certain people, for example, right? Like, there is no reason why you should be thinking about a relationship. Ain't no reason why you should be, like, doing certain things when you're not even fit. Like, you're not even fit to lead a woman. Why is you even trying to initiate some romantic sort of thing? Like why? You know? And sometimes people are like, oh, you know, like a little flirting won't hurt. You know, a little being outside and, you know, having casual sex won't hurt. Bro, these things are things that are initiation movements. Flirtation, flirting is something that initiates something. It builds something up. You can't just build something up. You can't just lay a brick and just go ahead and leave. Like, a lot of people do this shit. Like, you go ahead, you flirt, do this, boom, boom, then after that, y'all have sex, and then you leave. Cool. That's what we call casual sex in today's world, right? But what happens now when this casual sex, right, results into something that maybe you ain't playing for, which is a kid? So it's like you put a brick down there, you put one brick, and some way, somehow, you know what I'm saying? Some way, somehow, somebody puts another brick on top. And they're like, well, I thought we was building something over here. You know what I'm saying? You're like, nah, well, why the fuck did you lay that brick in the first place? Why? Like, why, bro? Why? So that's why you as a man, you always have to be the example. That's why you always have to have intention into every single thing you do. Because you don't want nature to actually be doing its course. Because nature is going to do its course. Ain't no stopping it. But you also want to make sure that having that understanding that nature is going to do its course, you at least do your job. Because you got to do your job. Your job doesn't come naturally per se, but it does come with enough practice. It does come with enough intention behind it. So that's why. That's really why. Because you're actually going to, you know, you're going to be putting in motion a whole line of people to come. A whole, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole another generation. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have people that see you do something and they're going to be like, you know what? I want to do that same thing that he's doing right there. That seems cool. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, bro, it can set a foundation for somebody and not just be for your selfish ass desires or pleasures or whatever the hell that is. So that's exactly why you as a man, bro, you truly had to be an example. That's why. That's why. Now, it is easier said than done. But again, something like this comes with practice. Something like that really comes to also being spiritual, you know, spiritually in tune with who you are and also with your creator. Because I think being a man, you're also not doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the person who made you. Not person, but for the entity that made you. We have to do better, y'all. We have to do better. We have to.